Welcome to the Protect Circle, where the magical embrace of values fosters resilience, hope, and healing.
Hi everyone, it's Mahi, your Protect podcast host. And today is episode 61, and I'm joined with Dr. Manaan Kar Ray, who is looking quite happy today.
Indeed. Well, when am I not happy? But today I am especially happy. I've just received news from Dr. Pauki in Malaysia. So they were at the International Counseling Innovation Showcase. And over there, Dr. Pauki with Mr. Boonley, they were showcasing Safe Life Guide as an innovation. And they have won the gold medal as the best innovation. So I have every reason to be happy. So, like all those years of hard work in kind of building up Safe Life Guide. And a huge shout out to our Malaysian collaborators in Malay Surya. This is one, I hope, of many, many awards to come their way. And in particular, Dr. Pauki, who works incredibly hard and is really committed to this. She's building up that certificate program for suicide prevention in Malaysia. And it was their idea to take it to the International Counseling Innovation Showcase. And what a brilliant day. And I am so overjoyed by this. It's been a really hard week at work. And I needed this kind of pick me up.
Good news to pick you up.
Yeah. She said yesterday that, maybe I can give you some good news tomorrow. And I thought she was joking. Like, I never thought that, this is going to actually win an award. And to get the gold medal, that too, that's pretty amazing. Yes, so I am mighty chuffed.
And other than the gold medal, what else have you been up to?
Well, since we have the gold medal, I don't need to be up to anything else now, so I can put my feet up. But I should say that the next two books are out as well for Sunny's Value Scout. The first one, well, not the first one, it's actually the 17th one, is on teamwork. And that is set in Amazonia, the Amazonian Terra Vale, a beautiful collection of 5 stories that's out. And just today, Book 18 has also been approved by Amazon, and that is based on achievement. It has got all the values of achievements, accomplishments, success, effectiveness, juxtaposed with humility, actually. And that is based in Out. So some beautiful characters in there as well. 2 more books to go, so the countdown is on, and the race towards Christmas. Get all 20 books done before Christmas.
Done before then.
And the books are doing quite well on Kindle Unlimited. If you have a subscription to that, you can actually access the books for free. So I can see that lots of parents, must be parents, who are accessing the books and using it for bedtime stories and hopefully having lots of conversations as well. So 2 more books to go, the last 10 values onto it. And
nearly there.
Nearly there, really exciting. Well, we are nearly there with Sunny's, but you seem to be stuck with 98 countries. We haven't moved anything. Yeah. Well, we're gaining lots of cities, but the countries still at 98.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we need to let our listeners know which countries we actually need so they can give their friends or family like a little nudge.
Yeah. Well, like I've got the stats open here. So in front of me, 98 countries. Our top listeners are obviously in Australia, where we live, where I do a lot of my work. And looking at the list, it's the countries where I've done a lot of teaching. So number 2 on the list is United States. Number 3 is United Kingdom. Number 4 is Malaysia. That's come right up since the work that we have started. So gained lots of listeners over there. Canada, Hong Kong, India. I can't believe India has slipped so far down, but because we've done a lot of work in India. New Zealand, Vietnam, Singapore, Ireland, Germany, Mexico, Norway, South Africa, Taiwan, France. Actually, the French are listening. Peru, where we have done a lot of work. Zimbabwe, Greece, Portugal, South Korea, Belgium, Japan, Philippines, Thailand, Netherlands, Italy, Sweden, Spain. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Lebanon, Denmark, Indonesia, Kenya, Israel, Romania, Brazil, Bahrain, Serbia, Saudi Arabia. You want me to stop or carry on? Or?
You can stop. We get the idea now.
Switzerland, UAE, Luxembourg, Poland, even Russia. We've got listeners in Russia, Macau, Turkey, Cambodia, Rwanda, Iran, China, Latvia, Slovenia, Pakistan, Bulgaria, Puerto Rico, Estonia, Egypt, Finland, Iran, Croatia, Iceland. We were saying that
Yeah, we
Iceland.
were saying that there was no from
Yeah,
Iceland.
Iceland is on our list.
Mhm.
Montenegro, Morocco, Dominican Republic, Namibia, Argentina. Yeah, the list goes on. So it's a long list of 98 countries.
Mhm.
So I don't know which ones. Maybe we need to kind of do a comparator, of our list and the world list.
And see what countries we're missing.
Yeah, Colombia, Fiji, Cayman Islands, Czech Republic, Hungary. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, Ukraine as well. Even in war-torn Ukraine, we've got listeners. So, Oman, Turkey, Trinidad and Tobago.
That's
Not
crazy that there's
Macedonia.
so many people out there from so many different countries tuning in.
But you still can't get to 100, is it?
We need to get to that 100.
No. So, but I think we should be happy with what we've got. I know it would be nice to get to that round figure.
But we're so grateful for all our listeners. So
Yeah, and the thing is that the podcast is no longer just about suicide prevention; it's about values. So I guess we will get to a much larger audience as well.
Mm-hmm.
So should we get into the guessing game? And because I think last time round we did ask our listeners, right? Because we got responses about Sunny's new adventure. Because we have finished book 1, the path to belonging, and the values that we covered there with Penny the Penguin. So we had belonging as the primary value, and then we had acceptance with Cody the koala. We had connection with Oliver the octopus. Then we had family with Elio the elk. And then we had Seraphina the swan talking about loyalty. So 5 beautiful stories. That's book 1, the path to belonging. And now I think it's time to get into the courage to explore, which is book number 2.
So we've had some amazing guesses. So first up we have Layla from Sydney, and she guessed that Sunny's new guide would be an eagle. Oh, we should probably mention that this first book is about courage.
Yeah. The courage to explore. I think we had mentioned that at the end of the previous episode. So I'm actually thinking people have guessed this one.
Guessed it.
Yeah, they have. They have guessed it, right?
So Layla said that eagles are known for their courage, soaring high and fearless. And I think that's a pretty solid guess.
Yeah, eagles are iconic for their strength and their eye for the horizon. But sorry, Layla, it's not an eagle this time.
And then we had Amir from Dubai who guessed a fox. Foxes are clever and brave explorers, he said. And I love that, clever, courageous, and always a bit mischievous.
Yeah, I love the fox idea too, but I don't know. Courage, fox, no, not sure. They're quick on their feet and full of curiosity, but no, I don't think it shines courage. Yeah.
And then finally, Tara from Manchester suggested a wolf, and she said, wolves have courage because they stick together and brave the elements. And that's pretty noble, but it's not a wolf either.
No. Okay, so time for the big reveal. I think if we said that the name of the character was Leo, people might have guessed what it is. So the new guide in the Courage to Explore is...
Drum roll, please.
Leo the Lion. So that's right, the king of the jungle itself. Leo will be leading Sunny through the Braveheart Plains, helping him discover the value of courage.
And shout out to Carla from Cape Town and Ethan from Toronto, who both guessed it right. So great job, you two.
And we'll be sending both of you a PDF of the Courage to Explore, so you can have that. So keep these guesses coming. So it's lovely to interact with our listeners. So let's jump into our story for today, where Sunny meets Leo and learns what courage truly means. Take it away, Mahi.
Courage in the Savannah. The magic begins again. It was a bright and breezy morning, and the smell of breakfast filled the air as Tommy and Lily sat at the kitchen table, giggling over their cereal. Sunny, their playful golden retriever, lay by the back door, watching his human family with his bright, curious eyes. Sunlight streamed through the windows and everything seemed just right. But Sunny's mind was elsewhere. He was thinking of Terravale, the magical land where he had learned about belonging with Penny the penguin and acceptance with Cody the koala. His heart raced at the thought of the new adventures that might be waiting for him. He could almost feel the pull of the shimmering curtain behind his doghouse, the magical gateway into Terravale. Tommy scratched behind Sunny's ear and whispered, "I bet you're dreaming of new adventures, huh, Sunny?" Sunny wagged his tail, feeling excitement bubbling inside. As Tommy and Lily ran off to play, Sunny quietly padded over to his doghouse. There, as usual, was his gateway, the old glowing curtain fluttering in the breeze. But this time, something felt different. He stepped through, expecting to see the familiar lush greenery of Terravale and Penny the penguin waiting for him. But instead, on the other side, Sunny found himself in a new place. A new land and a new guide. Sunny was standing in a vast stone circle, surrounded by ancient rock formations that glowed faintly in the morning sun. Beyond the circle, the landscape stretched out into a wide golden savanna, nothing like the forests he had explored before. The air was warm and dry, and in the distance, the tall grasses of the Braveheart Plains swayed gently in the wind. Far off, mountains stood proudly, their peaks touching the clouds. "Where's Penny?" Sunny muttered, a hint of nervousness creeping into his voice. Before he could dwell on the thought, a deep voice spoke behind him. "Welcome to the Braveheart Plains, Sunny." Sunny turned to see a magnificent lion stepping out of the tall grass. His mane glowed like the golden sun, and his amber eyes were kind yet fierce. He moved with grace and confidence, embodying strength and calmness. "My name is Leo, and I will be your guide today," the lion said with a smile. Sunny wagged his tail, his nerves settling a little. "Leo, where's Penny? I thought she would meet me." Leo chuckled softly. "Sometimes the path takes us in different directions. But remember, Sunny, courage often begins with uncertainty. It's the unknown that makes life an adventure." Sunny took a deep breath, feeling the courage growing within him. "Courage isn't about being fearless, Sunny," Leo continued. "It's about feeling the fear and still moving forward. And today, you'll discover how powerful that courage can be." Facing the plains. As they journeyed through the Braveheart Plains, Sunny and Leo talked about belonging and acceptance. Belonging connects you to your pack, like Tommy and Lily, Leo explained. And acceptance is learning to embrace things as they are, even when they don't go the way you hoped. Sunny nodded thoughtfully. "I've learned that belonging is about sharing and being connected to others, and acceptance is about letting go of perfection." Leo smiled warmly. "Exactly. And when you understand those values, you can find the courage to face new challenges." Suddenly, the ground began to rumble beneath their feet. Sunny's ears perked up as the sound of thunderous hooves filled the air. He looked up to see a herd of wildebeests charging across the plains, the earth trembling beneath their stampede. Sunny's heart raced, fear flooding through him. "Leo, what do we do?" Leo remained calm, his amber eyes steady. "Take a deep breath, Sunny. Don't panic. Courage doesn't mean standing still in danger. It means thinking clearly in the face of it. Leo led Sunny up onto a nearby rock formation, Courage's crest, that overlooked the plain. From there, they watched as the wildebeests thundered by, their hooves kicking up clouds of dust. See, Leo said softly, when you stay calm, you can find the best way forward. A calm mind thinks differently, Sunny. Sunny, feeling the dust settle around him, thought about Tommy and Lily. It's like when they cross the street, he said. They don't run across. They stay calm and look both ways. Leo nodded. Exactly. Courage is knowing when to move and when to stay still. And always, it's about doing what's right, even when you're scared. Crossing the River of Reflection. After the wildebeest stampede had passed, Leo and Sunny continued their journey through the plains. As they approached a wide, slow-moving river, Sunny noticed a group of wildebeests standing nervously at the water's edge. Why aren't they crossing? Sunny asked. Leo's gaze followed Sunny's, and he nodded toward the river. That's the River of Reflection. It looks calm on the surface, but there are dangers beneath, like crocodiles. The wildebeests know they need to get to the other side, where the grass is greener. But it's not easy to put yourself in a vulnerable position. Sunny watched as the wildebeests huddled together, waiting for the right moment to cross. They're scared, but they're still going to do it, aren't they? Yes, Leo said, his voice gentle. That's what courage is, Sunny. Facing danger or uncertainty because it's the right thing to do. Just like how you stepped through the curtain, not knowing what was on the other side. You took a risk to explore and learn, and that takes bravery. Sunny nodded, watching as the wildebeests finally began their crossing, moving steadily and calmly through the water together. They're doing it as a family, Sunny observed. Just like how Tommy, Lily, and I stick together when things get tough. Leo smiled. Exactly. Courage is easier when you belong to something greater than yourself. It's about moving forward, even when fear is present. And sometimes it's about being patient, like the wildebeests, waiting for the right moment, but not giving up. Understanding courage. The sun dipped lower in the sky as they continued to walk across the plains. The shadows grew long, casting peaceful stillness over the landscape. As they approached a small hill, the air grew cooler and they stopped to rest by a sparkling stream known as the River of Reflection. Sunny turned to Leo, his eyes thoughtful. So courage isn't about not being afraid? No, Leo said gently. Courage is about moving forward even when you're afraid. It's trusting yourself and those you love to get through whatever comes your way. Sunny thought back to the stampede, how Leo had led him to safety with calmness and care. I was scared, but we still found a way to be safe. And now I understand, being calm helped me be brave. Leo smiled proudly. That's right, Sunny. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing the right path despite it. A night of reflection. As the stars began to twinkle above them, Leo and Sunny made camp by the River of Reflection. The water sparkled in the moonlight, its gentle currents whispering soft secrets of the Savannah. Leo's amber eyes shone in the firelight as they sat quietly, watching the sky. I'm glad I met you, Leo, Sunny said, his voice soft but filled with gratitude. You've taught me so much today. And there's much more to learn, Sunny, Leo replied. But you've taken the first brave step. Courage will guide you through many more adventures. As Sunny curled up beside Leo, he thought of Tommy and Lily, their laughter and their love. He wanted to be brave for them, just as Leo had taught him today. The stars sparkled brighter, casting a gentle glow over the Braveheart Plains. Sunny drifted off to sleep, knowing that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but now, with courage as his guide, he was ready for anything. What a powerful story. Manaan, what struck you the most about Sunny's encounter with Leo?
The essence of courage really comes through in that scene with the stampede. And well done, Mahi, for putting that music behind that. That was really good. I like what you're doing with the, reading out the stories and the after effects that you're adding in. So I love that. But Leo doesn't tell Sunny to be fearless. He shows him how to stay calm even when things seem chaotic. Courage is about facing fears, not ignoring them.
And I think that's a lesson children and adults can benefit from. Like, courage is something we build by facing challenges. So I think we should talk a bit about why courage is such an important value for mental health and well-being. So Manaan, why would you say courage is essential for mental health?
Well, courage gives us the strength to face difficult situations. Whether that's opening up about our struggles, seeking help, or simply navigating the ups and downs of life. Having courage means we are willing to be vulnerable, and that's where true resilience comes from.
And when we're courageous, it's not just about ourselves, it's also about supporting others. So when someone has the courage to speak up, they give others permission to do the same. And in fact, studies show that people who display courage in adversity not only improve their own resilience, but also uplift those around them.
That's absolutely right, Mahi. Courage is contagious in a way. When we see someone brave enough to face challenges, it inspires us to do the same. So whether it's children finding the courage to try something new or adults being open about their mental health, courage truly connects us.
So let's dive into these conversation prompts for parents and teachers. And I think one of the beautiful things about these questions is that they're not only about courage, they're about building resilience and connecting courage to mental well-being. Right, Manaan?
Absolutely. So courage and resilience go hand in hand, especially for young minds. When children recognize their own courage, even in small acts, it strengthens their ability to cope with stress and face challenges head on. Let's start with the first prompt.
Right. So here's the first question. What does courage mean to you? And can you think of a time when you were brave like Sunny? And I love this because it makes courage personal. Kids can reflect on their experiences, big or small, and realize that courage isn't just about grand adventures. Manaan, how might parents guide children with this?
Parents can really help here by normalizing everyday bravery. They might say something like, remember, when you tried something new, even though you were nervous, this opens the door to recognizing courage in daily life, which builds confidence. It's a great foundation for resilience, showing children they are capable even when things feel difficult.
Exactly, and I think this leads beautifully into our next question. How did Sunny show courage when he stepped through the curtain to Terravale? Why do you think it took bravery? And this one really highlights that courage often involves taking that first step, even when we don't know what lies ahead.
That's right. So for kids, courage often comes with uncertainty, like the first day of school or a new activity. Parents could relate this to times when their child faced the unknown and encourage them to notice bravery is simply trying. It reinforces that it's okay to feel scared, but it's also empowering to take that step anyway, right? This can be a powerful conversation, especially in the context of mental health and building resilience against anxiety.
Yes, and that brings us to a question that's all about facing those feelings of fear. When have you felt nervous or scared, but did something anyway? How did you feel afterward? And I love this question because it emphasizes the reward after courage, the growth and confidence that comes from pushing through fear.
Spot on. When parents guide kids to reflect on moments they overcame fear, they are encouraging them to recognize the positive feelings that come afterward. It could be relief, pride, or just feeling stronger. This can help kids realize that while fear might be part of the process, courage makes the experience worthwhile, which is a key skill for stress management and again, resilience building.
And speaking of facing fear calmly, here's another great one. Why is it important to stay calm like Leo and Sunny did when they faced the stampede? And this prompt is a great way to discuss how courage doesn't always mean charging forward. Sometimes it means staying steady and calm in the moment.
Staying calm is a vital aspect of courage. Parents could discuss how calmness helps us think clearly. And I can't remember in one of the podcast episodes, it might have been Stan Stangl who said, was quoting a colleague of his who said, a calm mind thinks differently. So calmness helps us think clearly and make better decisions, even when things seem overwhelming. This is directly tied to emotional regulation, which is essential for managing stress, particularly in high stress situations.
So true, and that ties directly into this next prompt about trust. What do you think would have happened if Sunny had panicked instead of trusting Leo? And this really highlights the role of trust in courage. When we trust others, it becomes easier to face challenges together.
Yes, trust is a huge factor here. For children, understanding that courage often involves leaning on others can build a sense of security and support. Parents can ask, who do you trust to help you when things feel hard? It opens up conversations on the importance of support networks, which is crucial in mental health and even suicide prevention. Knowing you're not alone can make all the difference. We talk about trust as a founding pillar of trauma-informed care because people who have had adverse childhood events, they really struggle to trust people. And rebuilding that trust is a large part of the therapeutic process.
Absolutely. And I think that leads us nicely into our next question. Can you think of a situation at school or home where you can be brave and take the first step? And this one is practical and encourages children to find courage in everyday actions.
Yes, so this question empowers kids to look for small opportunities for bravery in their own lives, like trying a new hobby or speaking up in class. By seeing courage as something they can practice daily, kids learn that resilience isn't just for big dramatic moments, it's woven into everyday life.
And when we practice courage regularly, it naturally helps us grow, which leads us to the next prompt. How do you think courage helps us grow, like it helped Sunny in the story? This one is great for helping kids connect courage with personal development.
Absolutely, Mahi. Courage often leads to new experiences and learning, which can help kids become more adaptable and resilient over time. Parents can highlight that courage is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it becomes. Encouraging children to see growth through courage gives them a sense of purpose and achievement, both of which are strong protective factors for mental health.
And speaking of growth, here's a fun one. What natural features in the savannah stood out to you? How do animals like lions and wildebeests show courage in their everyday lives? This is such a great way to help kids see that courage isn't just a human experience. It's something that all living creatures engage in.
Exactly. It's also an opportunity to discuss resilience in nature. Animals face challenges, adapt, and keep moving forward, often showing remarkable courage. This helps kids see courage as part of the natural world, not just a big, scary concept. It can open up empathy too, showing that all living beings have struggles and they attempt to face them with courage.
And that empathy flows quite nicely into this next question. Why is courage important in your relationships with friends or family? How can you show courage when helping someone? And this is such a valuable prompt for exploring courage in a relational context.
Yes, because courage isn't just about personal growth, it's about supporting others. Parents can discuss how courage can mean standing by someone during a tough time or speaking up for a friend. This can nurture empathy, and it's a powerful reminder that courage connects us, fostering resilience within communities and families.
And last but not least, here's one to wrap it all up. What can we learn from animals like Leo the lion about being calm and courageous when things seem scary or uncertain? I think this is such a lovely reflection question because it reinforces the balance between calmness and courage.
Absolutely, Mahi. Leo teaches that courage isn't about being fearless, but about being composed in the face of fear, right? So parents can guide kids to reflect on how staying calm can help them face challenges more effectively. This teaches stress management and reinforces that courage isn't a one-time thing. It's something we can carry with us every day.
Beautifully said, Manaan. So there you have it, a toolkit of prompts to help kids reflect on and build courage, and each step contributes to their resilience, emotional strength, and a sense of connection.
So for those listeners who haven't yet got one of the books from Sunny's Value Scouts, we have for each story 10 prompts with guidance around how to steer the conversation at the end of the book. So 10 prompts per story. So that's what we are going through and exploring them in detail over here. How to steer the conversation to bring that value right to the surface. And these Sunny's Value Scouts are also supported by a group of 4 workbooks that are available on Amazon: Values Voyager, Values Seeker, Values Explorer, and Values Navigator. 4 beautiful workbooks, and to embrace a value at a time for a week. So so that's there as well to support parents to have these conversations.
Did you know, Manaan, that research shows that children who are encouraged to face small challenges early on tend to develop greater resilience and emotional stability as adults? Like, studies have found that children who take small risks or confront their fears, whether it's trying something new, asking for help, or tackling a difficult task, they build a type of mental muscle memory that makes it easier for them to cope with life's stresses later on. I think it's just remarkable how foundational these early acts of courage can be for lifelong mental health.
Absolutely, Mahi. So all these books that we have been writing based on the values, we have based it on the background research that has gone on values. In fact, research in developmental psychology backs this up, what you were saying. Early experiences with courage create what's often called a resilience toolkit. When children are guided to try difficult things, they build not only confidence but also strategies for handling setbacks. They learn that while the outcomes might vary, the effort is always worth it. It's fascinating, isn't it, how even just a few brave actions early on can foster a more robust sense of self. And
there's more. Studies from the American Psychological Association have shown that courage is directly linked to improved emotional regulation. Children and adults who take courageous actions, even in small ways, show higher levels of self-control and lower levels of anxiety over time. And this happens because courage activates the brain's challenging pathways, helping individuals view obstacles as surmountable, not insurmountable. So when children face their fears, they're training their brains to see challenges as opportunities. Again, so true. What's especially intriguing is that courage has a ripple effect. It strengthens other character traits like empathy, kindness, and problem-solving skills. In clinical psychology, we see that people who act courageously are often better equipped to help others because they are more attuned to resilience and overcoming fear. A courageous mindset can foster a deep empathy for others' challenges, and that empathy can inspire people to lend a hand, creating a strong network of supportive, courageous relationships. That's powerful, Manaan. And courage also seems to help people find purpose and meaning. Research from the University of Michigan found that individuals who regularly engage in courageous acts often report higher levels of satisfaction and a stronger sense of meaning, as if courage helps them feel connected to something greater than themselves. For children, learning this early, learning that courage can give life meaning, can be transformative.
So courage isn't just about bold actions, it's about the quiet resilience to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. When we nurture courage in children, we are giving them a gift that goes beyond the moment. We are helping them develop a mindset that can lead them through the storms and setbacks of life, allowing them to build both resilience and a sense of purpose. Courage truly is a foundational value for a fulfilling life.
And it's so inspiring to see how courage connects us all. When children witness acts of courage, whether in stories, through animals like Sunny and Leo, or in real life, they internalize those lessons. Seeing courage in action encourages them to embody it, making courage not just a personal trait, but a shared community-building force.
I must say, Mahi, you have done a lot of digging around this particular value with the research that is lying behind courage. So, yeah, well done on that.
Now that we've talked about the science of courage, Manaan, I think we should bring it back to something a bit more fun. Because let's be honest, some of the best lessons on courage don't just come from research papers. They come from the big screen.
Trust you to bring us back to the silver screen. Trust you to bring us back to the silver screen. So we are going to do something similar to what we have done before, with the previous values. So who doesn't love a good story of bravery? So characters in movies and novels can often teach us some of the best lessons, as you were saying, about resilience. So who's on your list?
So I've got to go with Frodo from Lord of the Rings. I mean, he's this little hobbit from a quiet town with absolutely zero battle experience, and he's tasked with taking down the most powerful evil in the Middle Earth. And if that's not courage, I don't know what is.
My precious. Yeah, the ring, yeah? Yeah, good one. Frodo is a great pick. And let's not forget that he has no idea how to be courageous. He just takes one step at a time, even when every part of him is probably screaming, just go back to the Shire. A good reminder for all of us that courage doesn't have to look grand. Sometimes it's just taking one step forward.
Exactly. And he has such great friends to support him along the way. Samwise, who is basically courage in a gardener form. I mean, what kind of gardener scales volcanoes and fights off giant spiders?
Sam, the gardening gladiator. I love it. And speaking of unlikely heroes, one of my favorites is Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter. And here's this shy, awkward kid who can't seem to get a single spell right in the beginning, but by the end, he's standing up to the greatest dark wizard and rallying his classmates. I think what I love most is that Neville's courage is quiet and often goes unnoticed until he steps up in the end.
I love Neville, and that's a fantastic choice. And he's proof that courage can grow over time, even if you don't feel courageous at first. Plus, he's the kid who literally stands up to his friends in the first book. And that takes guts.
Exactly. He shows us that courage isn't about being fearless from the get-go. It's about holding on to what you believe in, even when it's hard. And speaking of holding on, I think we'd be missing out if we didn't mention Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. Here's a character who steps into a brutal competition, not for herself, but to protect her little sister. Talk about selfless courage.
I think Katniss is the epitome of courage, and she's also one of the most reluctant heroes out there. She didn't ask to be the face of a revolution. She just did what was right and kept going one challenge at a time. Plus, she's got those amazing archery skills. And I think a bit of athletic prowess helps with courage, don't you think?
Absolutely. Archery is the secret ingredient to bravery. and let's not forget her quiet resilience. She's a survivor, both physically and mentally, emotionally, right?
And one more from me. I've got to go with Marlin, the clownfish dad from Finding Nemo. Okay, hear me out. He's not your typical hero, but he crosses the entire ocean, fights off sharks, and faces, I think, every parent's worst nightmare, all to find his son. So he may be terrified the whole time, but he doesn't let that stop him.
Now, do you understand why you take so long to return back from Gold Coast? Both of us stay awake at night, waiting for you to get back home. So, yeah, Marlon's perfect. I couldn't agree more. He's such a great example of how courage isn't just about battling villains or wielding swords. It's about facing the unknown for the ones you love. And yes, he may be a clownfish, but he's got a heart bigger than a whale.
All right, Manaan, your turn. One last courageous character to round us out.
So I think I will go with Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. He's the calm, steady type of courageous. He stands up for what's right, even when it means going against the entire community. He shows us that courage isn't always loud. It can be quiet, steady, and deeply moral.
Ah, yes, Atticus, the courtroom warrior with a heart of gold. I think he's the ultimate example of courage with integrity, and he makes wearing glasses look heroic.
Yes, he does. He proves that sometimes courage is about just doing the right thing, no matter the cost. And I think we can all take a page out of his book.
So there you have it, folks. A collection of courageous characters who show us that bravery can look 1,000 different ways, from hobbits and lions to clownfish and lawyers. I think courage comes in all shapes and sizes. And whether you're facing down a giant spider or just taking a brave first step in your own life, remember that courage is something you can grow, just like our friends in these stories.
Exactly. And if you're ever doubting your own courage, just think of Samwise battling giant spiders or Neville standing up to Voldemort. You know, if they can do it, so can you. I think I love this, Mahi, that we are doing this movies and novels thing because, yes, the animal characters of Sunny, they appeal to a younger cohort, but all those prompts we talked about, they can be applied to any of these stories for parents to have conversations with teenagers, you know, a slightly grown-up audience than people in primary school.
So before we wrap up, I think we should talk about our next value, which is adventure. Sunny will be tackling a new Terravale value next time, and we'd love to hear your guesses on who might be his mentor this time. Should we give a little hint, Manaan?
Yeah, why not? So the name of the story is Adventure in the Jungle, so that's a little hint in itself.
So this character is someone who lives for the thrill of exploration, and they're always up for discovering the unknown.
I'm excited to see what our listeners come up with. And they did not guess, no one guessed a dolphin this time with for courage, which is great. But I think we have had the wolf twice as well. So yeah, is it an animal that's quick and daring, or maybe one that loves the open skies or wild terrains?
So get those guesses in, everyone. And as we say goodbye today, let's remember that courage is something we all carry with us. It's in every brave step forward, every leap of faith, and every act of kindness in challenging times.
That's beautifully said, Mahi. And to all our listeners, thank you for being part of our journey. Thank you for being part of Sunny's Values Circle. Until next time, stay courageous, keep exploring, and remember, you're never alone on your path.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you soon for another adventure in Terravale.
Bye-bye.